All right, guys. Good evening, and welcome to Living Today. This is your host, CEO, and founder of Iron Group LLC, and I am so happy to have you guys here. I am Sharice Irons, and this is Living Today. Welcome to our Friday night highlights segment, and this is where we inspire and empower our female school leaders and our executives to find themselves authentically, leverage their strengths, develop their purpose through perseverance, passion, and teamwork. And this is my favorite night of the week. Why is that? Because I get to highlight a servant leader in the community. And as you know, ladies and gentlemen, this is Women's History Month. And tonight I have an amazing woman in the community, my friend and sister, Nikia Evans. I love this woman. Like, she is a sister, a friend, a dynamic woman, and I'm so excited to highlight her tonight. I met Nikia, what is it, like maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago now? Was it
2018.
About 2018? It feels like forever, right?
I know, right? Yes.
Yes, and I met Nikia. She hired me to work with her team when she was working in another real estate organization. And at the time, that organization, that team, I think the team was, I think they may have had 8 realtors in the office.
Mm-hmm.
And Nikia brought that team to about 80 plus.
Yes.
And I had the privilege of being a part of that process. And I just want you guys to know, Nikia is an amazing leader. And before we get started with talking to Nikia, let me just say this. It's Women's History Month. Okay? And Women's History Month was started by, President Carter in 1987. In 1980, they had like a week to honor women. Just a week. And then by 1987, Congress signed a resolution to make it an entire month. But as for me and mine, I believe that we should celebrate women every day, every single day. So if you have a woman in your life, your sister, your mother, your grandmother, I am sure there's a woman that you can honor and recognize. And last year, we celebrated 100 years of the 19th Amendment being passed. And the theme is valiant women of the vote, refusing to be silent. So 100 years of the 19th Amendment being passed. Now, side note, the 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote in the United States of America. And it wasn't every woman. It was only just specifically for white women in America. Black women still had to fight for that vote. But at the end of the day, it gave women the right to vote. And so tonight, we are here to honor every woman. And I wanted to start off that process with talking to Nikia. So let me tell you a little bit about her. Okay? And then we're going to start asking some questions. So if you're on here supporting her and supporting all the women, if you have a woman around you that you know, honor her and recognize her. So Nikia, her vision is for her life Nikia's personal and professional vision is to provide exceptional service to agents by forming a talented and professional, well-trained, focused group of individuals who demonstrate integrity, teamwork, respect for others, and the real estate industry. Nikia is a mother of 3. She is a grandmother. She's married. And most importantly, she lives and serves in her real estate sphere, in her real estate profession. She's a mentor, a coach, a trusted leader. Basically, her accomplishments are long, y'all. She is the president-elect of the Greater Baltimore Board of Realtors currently. She has been the vice president of that same organization. She has been the 2020 executive committee on the 2027 executive committee of the Greater Baltimore Board of Realtors. Nikia consistently attends local, state, and the national industry and private brokerage events and conferences. Her organization, basically, she helps people with credit reports, credit scoring, financials, to help them make smart choices in the area of real estate. She volunteers with the Presley Ridge, a nonprofit 501c3 organization that helps to rebuild communities and families by providing innovative and diverse services for children, adults and families who are facing difficult challenges and complex family situations. I mean, all I'm going to say is that she is passionate about community outreach and education. She's been in this field for 18 years. She's a real estate agent, professional. She's more than that. She's a leader. And I want to welcome Nikia tonight to the stage and to honor and recognize her. So, Nikia, I'm so happy to have you here with me tonight.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so happy. I couldn't wait. I was sitting like just ready, ready to rock and roll. I'm excited. I watched your show when I'm awake. Sometimes I'm asleep by this time, but when I'm awake, I like scroll through Facebook and I check you out. So I'm happy and excited. I'm honored to be here. I'm honored that you chose me to sit side by side with you and just talk to your following. This is exciting.
Thank you for being here. And I appreciate you checking the show out. And I'm definitely happy to have you on here. And the reason for that is, one of the things that I've always loved about you is that I remember the first time I met Nikia, you guys. I was doing a presentation with the Maryland women counselor realtors at the time. And she was one of the first women who kind of came up to me after and was like, okay, so how can I get you in to work with my team? And, it was really exciting. I noticed right away that she was a leader. She wanted to transform her organization and really, but by working through herself. And it was a great opportunity to work with her and to watch her grow and evolve. And you have been nonstop since I saw you last. Yeah. So let's get into, what you've been up to, what you've been doing, and let's talk about your wins and learns for 2020. Like, what's up, what's been going on, home, career, and beyond. Let's tell everybody what you've been doing.
All right. So where do we start? I guess let's start present and then work our way back, I guess.
Yes.
So currently, I've been spending time. So I moved from one organization to the next. I'm actually an agent I'm an agent now, not the broker anymore. So I'm an agent at eXp Realty, and we work there together as a group to kind of build a team, to build a group, to support one another, to collaborate, to help each other build our businesses simultaneously. So everybody's a leader, everybody collaborates, everybody works together so that everybody grows together instead of just one person growing or one person getting all the shine. We do it together now. So that was more attractive to me than to be the leader and then have a following somewhat, or to be a leader and I had to go one direction and then my team had to go in a different direction. Now I'm in a team where everybody is going in the same direction together. So it's a little more fulfilling per se. Some people love titles and love positions. I love helping people. I love collaborating with people. I love to not be the only one. Like, I don't want to be the only one. I want all of us together to grow. And so it was more attractive for me to be at this new agency because I could do more of what I like to do instead of just being the official or being in a position or having a job. I don't have a job anymore. I am unemployed. Who laughs and smiles when they say they're unemployed? Me. I'm unemployed and I'm loving it, actually.
Wow. I love what you said about that. You're all going in the same direction together. It's collaborative and you love that and you're unemployed. I mean, like, that doesn't even make sense, right? That's something that you love to do. So now you're in this different position. And like you said, leadership is not about titles. It's not positional. It's about influence. We've talked about this. So I love that you said that. So tell me a little bit more about like any kind of pivots that you've had to make in your career, because now you're not a broker anymore. You're working now with a team of people. You're collaborating. What is that like to go from being a broker to now working with growing a new team and doing that? What is that like?
So first and foremost, we still act like we're a team. Okay. That's been the greatest thing and the funniest thing. We still act like we're a team, even though there's no one person that benefits from another. Like I can help somebody that I could just not have any benefit from, and nobody feels any different about it. Or so what we do, we have phone calls. Oh my goodness. What did we do to pivot? Zoom. Okay, you see this lovely background I have here. I bought this from Amazon. I have this little studio in my home. I built a studio. I built a photo studio basically to have phone calls, to be on calls. Some people now they be like, "What's your phone number?" I'll be like, "Can we Zoom?" Or they'll text me be like, "Can we talk at 6?" I was like, "Can we Zoom?" Like I'm that person that actually loves Zoom, because you get to feel all this energy. You get to see me. You get to see my facial expressions, and I get to see yours. I get to, through the communication training, some of the things that you taught me and to look for and to see. I get to see that with Zoom. So the way we pivoted, we became video communicators, basically. And that's been one of the greatest things. Every morning, Monday through Friday, we meet, me and about 30 to 40 other people. We meet at 8 a.m. and we convince each other to get motivated, to learn something. Or, sometimes I'm teaching something. Sometimes Brenda may be teaching something. Or sometimes we may just watch a video on how to make a video. Like we get together in the morning and we get motivated to do something and to make some progress towards our growth.
Wow. So what you're telling me is you get 30 people to show up at 8 a.m.
every single morning.
About their own personal growth every morning.
Yeah. You want to hear a funny story?
Yeah, sure. Tell me. I want to hear.
I hope they're on because they'll be laughing with me. So the other day, there were 9 people at 8:05. So I pulled out my cell phone and I said, "Let's call somebody who's absent." And listen, I asked the 9 to snitch on the 22 missing people. And nobody would snitch, right? So I said, "Okay, it's okay. Y'all don't have to snitch. I'm gonna find the names of the people who were missing."
Oh my!
And so I called them live on the Zoom on my speakerphone to say, "Hello, it's 8:00. You're not here. We're here." But listen, I picked 3. It was a great lesson because guess what our theme of that day was? What to do when you're out of alignment. So listen, so after I talked to the 3, I said, "Well, what do you do when you see someone else that's out of alignment?" Because if they get on a call every single morning, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m., and then all of a sudden you don't see them here, maybe they are out of alignment. So we had to do one or two things, or one of two. Mm-hmm. We either had to check on them or check them. Okay. So wow. I demonstrated each one: check on, check, and check with. 3. It was 3. One I checked on, and one I checked with. And I explained the difference, and I explained how to get back, that it's okay to reach out to people and get them back in alignment, or they may have needed that phone call to get back in alignment. So it was a great lesson. It just so happened it was just how I was feeling that morning, but it went with our topic of that day.
Well, apparently it's working because you have some of your people on here. Somebody's saying that 8 a.m. coaching is awesome. Awesome. Yes. That's from Sharon. We have another person saying every morning, and I'm not a morning person. That's from Flo. Girl. And then you have someone else saying, Shay is saying, yes, been on the morning call since day 1.
Yes. That was our pivot. Like, what are we going to do? We can't see each other. We can't talk to each other. So what do? We meet on the phone once a day. We talk to each other. There may be questions. One person may be having some issues. One person may need help with a client. It was the got a minute. Like as a manager or a team leader or when you're supporting people, they have those. You got a minute. You got a minute. They want to, really the got a minute. You got 15 minutes. So I'm like, why don't we block time, and why don't we do our got a minutes in a group? So that was really the idea behind it. And then it was just something that agents couldn't live without anymore. And they were like, listen, you got to do this 8 o'clock call. Like every day we want to just wake up and win with you. We want you to tell us something, even if you are like fussing at us. We want you to fuss at us in the morning. Like we want you to tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. We just want to hear it. And sometimes we just watch a motivational video together or something. Today, we had a lender on the call, and we got to do Q&A with him for an hour because he was our guest speaker on the call this morning. And we pivoted again. This word pivot keeps coming up, right?
Yeah.
We pivoted again because we were actually supposed to be doing something else, but we had his attention. So I encouraged everyone to ask their lending questions right now while you have this man's attention. Shout out to Stephen Try. Thank you very much for this morning. Gave me 50 minutes on the spot of Q&A, just on the spot, no preparation needed.
And that's fantastic because, you know, somebody's saying, girl, I be at work punching in and logging in at the same time. And, you know, you have, you know, clearly it's working, and it's not always real estate. We're learning life lessons as well, you know, and that's the thing about being a leader. It's about influence. You have people getting on here, they're at work and at work. You know, we're learning all at the same time. And that's why, you know, if you're just joining me, thank you so much for joining. We're interviewing Nikia Evans today. This is our servant leader highlight. And like I said, if you were here and you were listening to me, I told you this was going to be a dynamic interview. Okay. She already dropped serious nuggets. So go back, rewind, hit again to hear what she had to say earlier. So, Nikia, you know, let me just ask you this. You know, I love talking about leadership. It's my happy place, okay? And I know you love that too. So let's talk a little bit about why real estate. Why did you even get into this field in the first place?
Oh, that's
why are you so passionate about it? Because it's more than that for you. I know that. So, you know, what's the big deal? Why do you do this? Why do you do what you do?
So when I was 23 years old, I had 3 children. I decided that we needed somewhere to live continuously. I knew people that like moved all the time, and really probably almost a little bit out of laziness. I'm like, I'm not packing and moving. I'm gonna find somewhere, and that's where we're gonna live, and that's gonna be that. So, or also, I was an only child growing up, so I always had my own bedroom. And I was like, I need to buy a house where my kids have their own bedroom, you know, something like that. So at 23, I bought my first house. Well, it was 3 bedrooms only, I should say, because I have twins that are a girl and a boy, and then I had an older son. So the 2 boys could live in the same bedroom, and they got the larger bedroom. They had the twin full bunk bed. You know, the full size was for the older boy. The twin size was for the younger boy. But some kind of way, they all 3 hung in there. Let's be clear about that.
Yes.
But I had girls' room and I had the boys' room. So as they got older, what happened? I was like, oh, these children need their own bedroom now. They can't stay in the same room. They got different attitudes. They got different mood swings. Okay. They need their own space. So I had to buy my second house before I turned 30, or right when I was turning, 28. At 28, I bought my second house because we needed more space. When I bought that second house, I had a second realtor. And there were grant programs and all type of programs like Live Near Your Work, or programs where the state would kick in some money if you bought a house close to where you worked. If you were a state employee and you bought a house close to where you work, they would give you some money to buy a house. So I was like, I like free money. Let me try to see if I can get some of this money. So I found like all these programs, and I was actually giving them to my realtor at the time. And she was like, you know, you did a lot of work on this transaction. Why don't you get a real estate license and we can become business partners? And I was like, that's a great idea. So while I was a state employee, I went to real estate school at nighttime. Listen, Don't ask me where my kids were, okay? Because I have no clue as to where they were when I was doing all this stuff or who was with them. We did live really close to my mom, so I better think, or I better tell the world that they were with my mother. Because Lord knows I
My
do
children were
not.
not by themselves, people.
Look, they were supervised, okay? They were supervised some kind of way, okay? They had a dad, all right? Somebody was keeping the kids, all right?
Right,
So I
right.
went to real estate school, I think at nighttime, maybe on Saturdays. I can't even remember anymore.
Mhm.
But I wound up getting my real estate license after I bought that second house. I was a landlord, a full-time employee. Oh, because I didn't tell you, I rented out that first house. I kept it and I rented that out. So I became a landlord. I was a state employee. I was a 28-year-old mother of 3 children. And let me put the cherry on the top. I was doing a construction loan. So I renovated that second. I renovated both houses, by the way, but I was renovating that house. And guess what happened too? Let me tell y'all this story because I got a story for everything. Don't worry. So listen, my second house wasn't ready when the tenant had to move into my first house. So me and 3 children had to move in with my mother
My
for
Lord.
like 3 months. It was the strangest. I'm gonna say that. I almost said the wrong word. It was the strangest 3 months of my life. Okay, I'll be forgetting about all these stories, but yeah, me and my 3 children lived with my mother, and my mother had not had small children live with her in a long time. Okay. Let's put it that way. And so really she lived by herself. So she wasn't used to living with people. So we were scared to touch anything. We would eat out every night. We didn't want to dirty up any dishes. We just really like we played outside all day and then we came home when it was time to go to bed. Put it that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's funny how how you fall into something and you start to remember certain things when certain stories and how you came to be, because a lot of times like when people ask you questions like how did you get here,
Mm-hmm.
or how did you get to this path, and it was because someone saw something in you,
Yes.
and you found what, 2 homes, 23 plus years old, and you have a multiple homes, your construction loan, you're going to school at night, working a day job, raising 3 kids. I mean, it's what we do
Right.
as moms.
Yes. Yes.
Hello. I mean, and here we are today. So you started this path and this journey, and now you're building a team again, building a team of great professionals, to build this amazing team. So let's talk a little bit about, your business and how you volunteer. On here, you talked a lot about, providing workshops and, credit report. Well, the last couple of months, last month, I had different professionals on here talking about finances and getting your financial health in order, whether that's through investing, the stock market, making sure, credit report. And sometimes I had someone on here last week, Winston Quanon, talking about bankruptcy. I had someone on here talking about credit report. I had, getting your credit right. I had someone on here talking about having having the proper banking and all these things. So real estate is something that sometimes may seem elusive, purchasing a home and all of that to a lot of people. What would you say to someone who may be thinking, I can't buy a house?
Start before you are ready. That sounds strange, doesn't it? Start
Mm-hmm.
before you are ready. Talk to professionals. That's a big word. Talk to professionals, not your friends. Seek out the path, the education. Okay. There's home buyer workshops. There's credit workshops. I've been hosting a credit workshop since 2015. In 2015 and 2016, I was telling a lot of people, no, I can't help you. No, I can't help you. I got so fed up with saying the word no. I was like, well, I got to find a way to be able to say yes instead of saying no all the time. So I went to my manager at the time as a real estate agent. I had a manager, Patty Kohlmeyer, who has never, ever frowned at any of my crazy ideas, by the way. I went to Patty and I said, Patty, you think I could hold a workshop here on the day that the office is closed? You think I could come in on a Saturday, turn the lights on, use the gas and electric, and bring people that can't buy houses right now and get them prepared to buy a house in the future? I said, you think I could do that? Maybe I'll just, do it at 6 o'clock during the weekday. But I think I got to do it on the weekend too. So maybe 1 month at night, 1 month on the weekend. She said yes. She
Wow.
never she probably went home that night, talked to her family like, this girl is crazy. But she said yes. She said I could hold my workshop. So I put a ad on Eventbrite. People were registering. Sometimes I had 5, sometimes I had 10, sometimes I had 30. One time I had 65.
Wow.
Come to a workshop, Credit Workshop 101. I branded it too, by the way. Credit Workshop 101 is designed to teach people about credit and also home buying. So it was really designed to get people ready or to help them understand how to get ready before they were ready. Or if you think you aren't ready, come and talk to me and I'll be the judge of that, per se. Or I will send you to the professionals who can help you get ready. So I designed that to kind of build we call it a pipeline in real estate or in sales. We call it a pipeline, basically. I always needed to have clients in the pipeline. So that meant, when I close deals in March, then somebody will be ready in April. When I close the deals in April, somebody will be ready in May, and so on and so on. Do you know that right now, today, I have a client from one of those Credit Workshop 101 sessions we did in 2016. This is 2021. The young lady remembered all the help I gave her, all the instruction I gave her in 2016 to help clean up her credit and get her and help her with her savings, tell her how much to save, how much she would need to buy a house. And she's ready now to buy a house. And I'm
Wow.
going all the way around the mulberry bush, but I'm back and I can sell her a house now.
Right.
So it's perfect timing on both of our parts because I get to work with her. Because when I was a broker manager, I was non-competing, so I didn't compete with the agents that I was supporting. Here,
Right.
I collaborate with agents that I'm supporting, and we work together. Sometimes I work on deals with agents. I just, I'm helping them, they helping me. We just collaborate, and it's so funny that we talk about this on our 8 a.m. call. Okay.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, this is how you build a pipeline. This is how you prospect. You should hold a workshop. Actually, we have a workshop tomorrow morning at 11 because even though I'm not doing it, like 6 to 8 women every month hold this workshop because they actually believe in my crazy ideas too. So they understand the value, or because I have real life examples, they understand that, okay, if Nikia says this is successful, she's done it, she's proven it, let's try this too. Or when I suggested it, they like, okay, they may not see results for months, but I promise them they will get the same results, the same pipeline, the same leads, the same people who are eventually going to buy a house with them.
Yeah, because somebody's calling you. It says Nikia is the female Martin Luther King, y'all.
Yeah.
So, because your thing is making dreams a reality through realty,
Yeah.
and why is that such a big deal? You like when the first time I met you, I saw that when you worked with that other organization, you had this fire.
Mm-hmm.
The first time we met, you were like, okay, this is the data. This is where I want to take the organization. And let me just tell you, I meet with a lot of leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you came in there like, okay, this is the data. This is where I want to take the organization. And you had no problem sitting in the room with your team.
Nope.
And you had no problem hearing what they had to say.
Mm-hmm.
So why is that such a big deal for you to make people's dream a reality? To get someone from not just your team, like the realtors the agents that you're working with, but also getting someone into a house. Why is that so important to you? because it's more than just a house for you. It's not about that. It's not about the money. It goes beyond that for you. So why is that such a big deal? Why are you so passionate about it?
You know why? Because I think a lot of people doubt people. And I'm that person that, and like with the workshop, instead of keep saying no, I'm going to find a way to say yes. So we are going to turn the doubts around, or we're going to, I root for the underdog. So like at the Super Bowl, or when you have these championships, I'm rooting for the person that no one else is rooting for, because everyone deserves to win. Everyone deserves the same opportunity. Everyone needs to be treated the same. That's a whole extra conversation that we may get into today. But everybody deserves a chance. And sometimes people just need a small push, or sometimes people just need to listen to what's going on. Because really, I think I hired you to kind of listen, or to allow me to listen and see what was going on, instead of me pushing. We pulled, we listened, we got the information from the people that were in the trenches. We wanted them to advise us, or to, you could hear small little things that I couldn't really hear, because you were more trained on that than I was. And you took the data and then pushed it. But I'm goals. I'm tell me what the prize is. Tell me what I need to do to get to the prize. And that's what I can focus on. I'm relentless on winning. I'm relentless on meeting my goals. I'm relentless on making my dreams. And if you tell me what your dreams are, I'm relentless on helping you make your dreams come true as well. So we have this joke. It say, please don't tell Nikia what your goals are. Because if you tell Nikia what your goals are, it's over for you. You're going to hit those goals. You're going to make those goals. You are going to win. Tell her what you need to do and just watch what happens.
And I am going to say this. That is a true statement right there. Because I've seen it. Yeah. I've seen it. And that's definitely true. And I think that for 100% sure, that's why I have you on here. Because I know for sure, like I've seen you work, and I've seen you work with your team. And I know for anybody who's working with you that you bring on your team, that's what's going to happen for sure. And I know that you're all about let's move. Yeah. Whenever I see you, and I remember I used to come to those trainings, and I would just be like, okay, y'all, it's about to go down. Y'all better be ready. So let me just ask you this. So I always ask people to give an iron sharpening thought to my audience, because, I'm all about sharpening people. And you always have to multiply what you do. So, I love asking for an iron sharpening thought for the audience. So you're here, you're a leader, you're leading a team, and you're all about multiplication and duplication. Yeah. That's about winning and helping people to see their dreams come true. So what would be a thought you would give to another woman that's out there wanting to accomplish her dreams? Maybe she's feeling like, listen, I am not Nikia. I just can't do this like her. Well,
the first thing that I'm going to tell everybody is to listen more, observe, check out what's going on, especially if you are aspiring to do something. So I aspire to write books. So I need to check out the other women, the other real estate agents, the other coaches that are writing books, right? Or if I aspire to be a guest speaker, I need to research. And when I say research, it's almost like listening. Reading is sometimes listening. Okay. Listen, be coachable. Duplicate what's already out there, y'all. A lot of times we don't have to recreate anything. If you're in certain businesses, there is someone who has won. Okay. And we need to find out what they were doing. And that's again, we need to listen to them. All these YouTube videos out here now teaching us how to do stuff. If we listen and be coachable, listening and coachability is key to getting our goals completed or getting where we want to go. I really, listening and coachability is probably my iron sharpening advice. Like if you just listen and remain coachable all of your life, and continuously learn. Oh my goodness, that's the iron sharpener right there. Continuously learn. Do not stop learning. Every single morning I wake up, I aim to learn something. Every morning when I wake up, even if I'm brushing my teeth, I'm on YouTube. I'm listening to some type of instruction on how to do something, or I'm listening to a coach speak. I'm listening to a famous speaker speak. I'm learning his technique. What is he doing? Why is his business so great? Why is he excelling? Why are all his dreams coming true? So maybe I could pick up on some of his techniques if I keep listening to him. If I pick up a clue, success leaves clues. If I pick up on what he's doing and I simply duplicate him, maybe with my own style, my own voice, my own thoughts, my own things. But if I do some of the things that he does, then maybe I can grow and be just as successful as he is.
Listen, y'all, if you're just joining, I am Sharice Irons and this is Nikia Evans. And let me just say this. She is tonight's servant leader highlight. And as I told you guys at the beginning of this, dynamic leader, very, very, very dynamic leader. And again, she said it, listening, coachability, success leaves clues. Listen, you need to go back and watch this interview because when I tell you, she dropped so many tips in here tonight. Okay, dropping all types of fire out here. So if you came in late to this party, you're gonna need to go back and watch this interview. So Nikia, I'm not gonna keep you any longer. I just wanted to say this to you. This is the part of the interview where I get to say to everyone, to the audience, as to why I invited Nikia here. Now, the purpose of this show is to highlight servant leaders in the community. And the reason I do this is, basically, I believe that servant leadership is the highest quality of any leader. If you're going to be leading anyone, you should have humility and have the ability to serve. You should serve first. And Nikia is someone, the first day I met her, I saw that quality in her. So the servant leaders that I highlight on this show are people who are self-aware, they're active listeners, they're compassionate, they're visionary, they're intuitive, they're healers, they look at the whole person, they're community builders, they're stewards, they're committed to others' growth, and they are persuasive. Nikia definitely exhibits the ability. She's totally 100% definitely a visionary. And without a doubt, committed to the growth of others. Yes. This is a woman who, if, like she said before, if you tell her your dreams, you best believe you're going to have to do that thing that you told her about, because she's going to make sure you do it. So with that being said, Nikia, I want to just say this to you. I want to honor you. We see you. We support you. You are loved and appreciated. And I know all the women who showed up tonight that get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, every morning, for those coaching calls and those sessions that you guys do, honor you and recognize you. And here in the Iron Sharpening community, we want you to know that we see you. And tonight we want to honor you for that. And this is where we say, congratulations, my sister. Thank you for all you do. Take a bow.
Thank you. I appreciate this opportunity. I had so much fun, brought back some memories that I probably was compacted in the back of my brain. So thank you for that. I'm honored. Like you said, servant leadership. I believe that servant leadership takes you a long, long, long way. Servant leadership equals longevity. And whatever you're doing, there's always room to serve, no matter where you are. If you're at your full-time, daytime, 9-to-5 job, there's somebody that needs service. There's somebody that needs help. You never know. Like the other morning when I said I made the phone call to somebody that wasn't on the call, he just needed a little push. That was it. He just needed a wake-up call. That morning, he didn't set the alarm. Right. So he needed a human alarm clock that morning, okay? I believe that by helping others, if you help everybody else, or if you help other people who want to help themselves too, now there's a limit to that now. We'll talk about that later. But if you help enough people, get exactly what they want or get close to what they want. If you're just helping people do what they want to do, there's a certain joy, there's a certain happiness, there's a certain return on your investment. Even though you're not out there for that, there's a return on your investment, karma. There's something that comes back to you, sometimes triple, quadruple, or a million times over. And I live by that because I see the results every single day. Even this call to be here with you is a return on my investment with everybody else. So here you are calling me. I was just, you was like, Nikia, you want to do that? I'm like, well, wait a minute. Yes, I want to do that. Hold up. Facebook Live, I'm scared, but I'm going to do that thing. So yes. I believe that helping other people just gets you everything that you want. And if you help enough people, you got to help a great amount of people in order to be great in whatever you're doing.
Yeah. Fantastic. And Shay said that you're going to achieve it with Nikia Evans as your coach. God sent, really. And I totally agree with that, because the moment I met you in 2018, I knew that. I saw that you were serious. And you're one of the things I definitely appreciated about when we met is that you were not afraid to sit in the room and hear your team say stuff. Yeah. And they were talking, and you were not afraid of that. You were wide open to whether it was a bad comment, a good comment, an indifferent comment. It didn't matter to you. You were willing to hear whatever everyone had to say on the table. And at first, people were kind of, hesitant. But because of the culture you had created with the team, they were open to it. And to see you take that organization from 8 agents to 83, listen, in less than 5 years.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah. And we were bigger, but we lost a few along the way. Or some may have walked out along the way too. Let's not forget that part.
It's okay. But I know, we don't need to get into all that tonight. We'd be here all night. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is you're a servant and a leader, and you are all about moving, helping people grow their dreams and making people's dreams a reality. And, helping them, and you're walking with people. And for that's why I wanted to have you on here. So if you're just joining us, thank you so much for joining me. And this is Nikia Evans. And if you want to reach out to her, asking her any questions, to join our workshop, to participate in anything, how can people reach out to you, Nikia?
Well, I'll make it real simple. My first name, last name.com, NikiaEvans.com. The spelling is right on the screen. If you go there, that links you to anything about me. I made it simple. A whole website is coming soon, by the way, but temporarily there's links to other places. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, as Moving with Nikia. TikTok. Now, I haven't danced live on TikTok yet. I may one day. So y'all stay tuned. Oh, I am starting a YouTube channel. I cannot forget about my YouTube channel. Oh. So on the 8th of every single month, I'm going to drop a video, a new video, something exciting, something different, something that highlights my favorite number 8, the 8 factor. And that's going to help entrepreneurs to elevate. So not only will I be able to help real estate agents, I want to work with all entrepreneurs, anyone that owns a business or has a career in like direct sales, network marketing, sales. If you own a small business, I want to help you to elevate. So my YouTube channel is going to focus on 8 ways, 8 steps, 8 things to do, 8 goals, goal maps, how to get where you want to go in 8 steps or less. So that channel is starting Monday, March the 8th. Oh, this is so timely.
Well, wait a minute. So you went live at 8, and now you're starting at. Okay.
It's the 8 factor. I'm telling you, it's the 8 factor. Yes.
I love it.
March the 8th. Listen, March the 8th, maybe at 8 a.m. Hello.
Listen, you're already getting up early. So, hey. Yes. So listen, guys, if you are, as you heard it, like I said before, go jump on there, visit her at NikiaEvans.com to learn more about Nikia. If you're interested in real estate and purchasing a home, where can people connect with you if you want to do that and learn more about that? Well, they go on to NikiaEvans.com, right? And
Yeah,
where are you
you go to
licensed to practice?
Oh, forgot all about that. So I'm with a company called EXP Realty. I'm licensed in Maryland, DC, and Pennsylvania. I work mostly in Maryland. However, I'm a team builder outside of Maryland. There's a reason, but I'm a team builder outside of Maryland. So I'm actually working in 6 states. Partnered up with agents. We're in 6 states now. We're in Florida, North Carolina, Massachusetts, Virginia, Georgia, Maryland, of course, DC, of course. So actually, that's 7. So we're at state number 8. Who out there wants to partner up with me? If you are a real estate agent and you want to partner up with me, and you know it's the 8 factor, right? So let's get moving. I need you to be my state number 8. Okay, to be my state number 8. So if you are out there and you need a business partner in real estate, I'm like the team leader that does not get paid to be a team leader. There's no team fees at EXP. I just automatically become your coach if you partner up with me in real estate, and you get all of this every single day.
Listen, and just so you know, there's an 8 a.m. call every single morning. Yes. And if you miss it, you will get a phone call.
Oh, yes. So, live on the air.
Yes, live on the air. So, guys, I just want to say thank you so much, Nikia, for being here. And congratulations once again for being this week's Servant Leader Highlight. And I'm just thanking you so much for everything that you do. We honor you. We see you. And for all the ladies that were on here tonight from your 8 a.m. morning call, you had some people out there. They were all here with you. Thank you guys for joining us. And again, guys, this has been Friday Night Highlights on the Living Today show. And we meet here every single week at 8 p.m. where I do a servant leadership highlight for all of that. I'll be back next Friday with another amazing woman. You don't want to miss it. I have some powerhouse ladies. Okay.
I'll come back next week and talk in the chat box.
Yes. So tune in for that. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. This is your host, Sharice Irons. And I just want to say thank you guys so much. Have an amazing, amazing week. And for all of you out there, all the wonderful women that are doing what you do, keep your head up. Keep pushing. Do not come into agreement with your limited beliefs. Don't give up. And like Nikia said, keep listening, be observant, be coachable, and just keep on keeping on. Have an amazing weekend. And as I love to say here, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Have a great weekend, everybody, and have a good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.